Hi friends, now we are going to see something about hydraulic actuators. Actuator is a device that causes a machine or other device to operate. The primary function of hydraulic actuator is to convert the potential energy carried by the fluid pressure and flow rate to mechanical power in the form of force and velocity to drive the load. Hydraulic actuators can commonly used are classified into two categories: linear, the hydraulic cylinders, or rotary actuators, hydraulic motors. Because of the significant similarity in their structure, the operating principle of linear and rotary actuators have same fundamental differences. So type of hydraulic actuators. First one, linear actuator, hydraulic cylinder, provides motion in a straight line. Linear displacement depends on stroke length, usually referred to as cylinders, rams, single acting cylinders or jacks. Rotary actuators or hydraulic motors produces continuous rotational motion. Pump shaft is rotated to generate flow. Motor shaft caused to rotate by fluid being forced into driving chambers. Applications: so hydraulic jack, hydraulic brake, hydraulic ram, used as sensors, closed loop velocity controlling, high precise positioning of our heavy loads. Then hydraulic cylinders. Hydraulic cylinders may be categorized into single acting cylinder and double acting cylinders. As single acting cylinders as shown here, as the name suggests, single acting cylinders can exert a force in the extending direction only. Simplest in design, consists of a piston inside a cylinder barrel. On one end of the piston is the piston rod, which can reciprocate, and the opposite end there is a port for entrance and exit of the oil. Single acting cylinders produce force in one direction by hydraulic pressure acting on the piston. The return of piston is not done hydraulically. The retardation is done either by gravity or by the spring. So advantage of single acting cylinder: lower priced installation, simpler pipe work and more compact. In case of failure of supply, they will return to their rest position. This is a schematic diagram for single acting cylinder. So this is a schematic diagram for double acting cylinders. So powered by compressed fluids in both directions. Difference in pressure between the two sides result in motion of piston. It consists of base cap, bearing cap, cylinder barrel, piston and piston rod. The piston rod needs to be changed according to the size. During the extension stroke, the fluid enters through the port and moves piston towards the left. The fluid already present in the other side pushed out to the reservoir through the retract port. During the retraction stroke, the fluid is allowed to enter through react port and the piston moves towards the right, and fluid present on the other side is pushed to the port. Application: in scissor jack, to convey the smaller linear motion of horizontal direction to large linear motion in vertical direction. In elevators, we used this kind of double acting cylinders. Cylinder cushioning: the cylinder end caps have to withstand shock loads at extremes of piston travel. These loads arise not only from fluid pressure but also from kinetic of the moving parts. If inertia is high enough at this point, the cylinder may experience a shock that could damage. The end of travel shock loads can be reduced with fixed cushions or valves built into the end caps. As per cushion arrangements, cylinders are classified into three types: non-cushioned cylinders, fixed cushion cylinders, adjustable cushion cylinders. fixed cushion cylinders. Small bore light duty cylinders have fixed cushions. These cylinders make use of synthetic rubber for buffers to give fixed cushion effect. The shock absorbent displaced into the end covers the cushion impact on the piston. Adjustable cushion cylinders. An adjustable cushion slows down the cylinder's piston movement just before reaching the end. Cushions are applied at one end or both ends of the cylinder. The cushion consists of throttle valve and sleeve attached to the piston. As the piston approaches the end, the cushion sleeve blocks the normal exit for the air and forces it pass through the throttle valve, which restricts the flow progressively, retarding the piston movement. The cushioning can be adjusted by controlling the throttle valve. During retraction, the fluid pressure the throttle valve by means of check valve within the cushion seal of the cylinder. So this is the diagram, it specifies. Then telescopic cylinders. In some situation it's required the stroke length and the standard cylinder constructed for the purpose is longer than the space available for its fitment. In such applications, it is common to look telescopic cylinders which can provide a longer stroke length as it can have more than one stage of extension. In telescopic cylinders, oil enters through the outer cover of the cylinder and pushes upon the first stage of cylinder. Then the oil entering the second stage pushes upon the second stage of the cylinder and makes the piston rod extend further. Thus, the stroke length of the first stage gets added to the second stage to get a total stroke length much more than the single stage cylinder. On the other hand, the first and the second stage tubes are within each other and the total length required for cylinder is normally less than the standard cylinder. Generally, most of the telescopic cylinders are single acting, that is extension by pressurized oil and retraction by self weight. Tandem cylinders. Tandem cylinders has one cylinders cover with two pistons and other parts. In tandem cylinders, the piston rod diameters are kept same to that annulus area or they remain the same. The cylinders have one piston connected to piston rods on both its sides. Hydraulic motors. In simple, reverse of hydraulic pump. A hydraulic pump driven by prime mover pumps out hydraulic oil. Hydraulic oil is applied to the motor through inlet port and this hydraulic oil under pressure imparts the rotary motion to the internal elements of the motor. The internal element is connected to the shaft from which rotary motion transmitted to any other driven member. This is a type of hydraulic motors. Hydraulic motors categorized into low torque, low speed, HTLS. Low torque, high speed. So the high torque, low speed pumps, motors, radial type as well as axial type. In radial type, we use crankshaft type or cam loop type. In axial type, swatch plate or bent axis will be used. In low torque, high speed, we are using orbit or gear or vane. Especially orbit only utilized more. G rotor or G roller. So these are the things we prefer in especially in hydraulic motors. So based on the motors, what will be the application means LTHS, low torque high speed but steady loads, for example fan driven of special purpose machines. HTLS, high torque low speed, moving heavy loads at fairly constant lower speeds. Example crane winches. The selection parameter for this kind of motors, torque output required, speed range required, work cycle, how long the motor is to operate, working atmosphere. Once the above mentioned factors have been taken care of, the final selection of the motor depends on displacement and working pressure. Thank you.